Christmas is a time for families to come together. However, with everyone under one roof, peace on earth can sometimes go right out the window. Here are some tips to maximize your family's gatherings and minimize the frustration. Is psychologist Dr. Ganz Ferrance. Welcome to the show. And
Thank you.
What is it about this family dynamic that just really frustrates people and just creates such tension around this time of the year?
Well, I think what happens is there's so much togetherness time, right? And people are outside of their regular routines as well. During the regular part of the year, you got work and other activities that are going on, and you get some natural breaks from family, but there's a lot of togetherness that happens around the holiday season, and sometimes even the most loving families have their normal frictions. So
well, that's just it. You're staying in someone else's home a lot of the times, at a relative's home, so you're seeing each other 24/7, and anyone is bound to get on each other's nerves at that point.
No kidding. I mean, I love my kids, but I need a break from them every now and then.
Yeah.
So same thing happens with adult members of the family. You get a lot of togetherness, and then other things start to happen as well. During the holiday season, there tends to be a lot of sleep deprivation, for example, right? People stay up a little longer. Yeah. Sometimes there's alcohol involved and different things like that. And so you're not really in your normal state to begin with. And so little things can really get blown out of proportion and, create big reactions in the family.
I'm sure things are said, too, that you wouldn't normally say under the influence of alcohol or, like you say, sleep deprivation and situations like that. What can a family do to make sure that this is sort of a peaceful time for them?
Well, I think the first thing they can do is recognize that all this stuff is really, really normal. It's natural. Every family has its aspects of functionality and its aspects of dysfunctionality. So understanding that's just par for the course for everybody, that's the first step. I think the second thing is it's a good idea for any family member to be willing to take breaks.
Yes, right? Very much so.
And sometimes, certain families will plan in the breaks and say, okay, well, we're going to have dinner at this certain time, but, I heard you mention something about tobogganing, right?
Yeah.
So, we're going to go tobogganing, but, while people are in the car getting to tobogganing, after tobogganing, there's some natural times where everybody's not together, so everybody can kind of decompress and relax, and then when they re-engage, it can be much more positive.
I would assume having activities to do for the kids to make sure that they're not restless and getting on the parents' nerves. I'm sure that sort of comes into play as well, making sure everybody is not bored at this time.
Yeah, have lots of things to do, for everybody to do, and also planning in the quiet times as well, where everybody can kind of go their own corners and reset and then come back and re-engage.
You talk about that resetting. I would assume it's very important then. You have one day where you get in a huge argument, you go to bed that night, you leave it at that point, and you wake up the next morning and you want to sort of re-engage and just not even think about what happened the day before. Can people do that? Can people just put it all aside?
I'm not sure if you can actually put it all aside. I think it's really good to actually address some things if appropriate and if the time allows when they come up. Now, when everybody's around and depending on what the issue is, it may not be appropriate to address it then. But I think if you take some time and determine a plan to address at some point in the future, then you can kind of relax and let it sit for the time being. When I talk about resetting, what I mean is, if I'm not talking about major issues, but little slights, little misunderstanding or whatever, just don't let it ruin the rest of your day or the rest of your week or whatever it is, right? Sometimes people, and I know I've done this myself, you get so wrapped up in how you think it's supposed to go, and then something doesn't show up on time or somebody forgets something or whatever. Oh, the whole weekend's ruined, everything's ruined. It's just an awful Christmas, right? Where what I'm suggesting is take some time, go to your corner, relax, or at night, get up the next day, it's a new day, start again, right?
Don't have those expectations.
Yeah, just let it develop the way it's supposed to develop, and there'll be magic in whatever develops anyway. And once you get some distance from it, you can always look back and there are great stories and some laughs that happen, even from the biggest screw-ups in the family, right?
The biggest screw-ups in the family. There's always a few of those, isn't there? When you think about this time of the year too, obviously people are stressed out, number one, because they have to get the presents and get everything perfect, like you say, and also the monetary issue too. People maybe don't have the finances at this time of the year to make sure that everybody has that right Christmas. So it's all of these things that are building up and making, almost people explode this time.
Yeah, it's just a lot of pressure in general in the air. But I think it's really important to remember what is the purpose for getting together, right?
Yes.
It's really not about the perfect gift or the perfect turkey or whatever it is. It's really to connect with your family, connect with old friends, have fun. That's what we're here for, right? And we've been blessed with a time when we have some time off. We don't have sort of the regular stresses. I mean, there are other stresses,
yes,
but not the regular stresses of work and, you know, all those other things. So, you know, take that time, really connect with your family, enjoy yourself, and let the little stuff slide. And the big stuff, if it's there, set up a plan for dealing with it after the holiday season.
Right.
Say, you know, we'll talk about this later. Let's have fun today, and move on from there.
Dr. Ferrance, thank you so much. Some fantastic tips. I'm hoping to use a few of those myself. Thank you very much.
All right, have a great season.
And of course, if you're looking for some more information on this topic, you can call APSI Life Consulting at 428-5433, or you can also go online to apsilife.com.